I'm here tonight to request prayers for my son Alex and his two friends who are in a car accident just 5 days ago. On Friday after school, instead of coming home on the bus, Alex took a ride from a friend. At 3:08 p.m. after school, the driver, after accelerating to 95 miles an hour, lost control and smashed into 5 trees, splitting the car in half. One of Alex's friends ended up on the side of the road in the back seat, still buckled in. He received 2 broken vertebrae, a lacerated spleen, head and facial lacerations. The driver, still buckled in, was upside down in his seat. He was able to release himself and crawl out of the car. My son Alex was ejected 20 to 30 yards into a field. In spite of having his seatbelt on, he was conscious the whole time and remembers passing within 3 feet of a telephone pole. Upon landing, he saw that his foot was missing. He was holding his leg in the air, writhing in the field in pain, when another friend who was driving behind them came upon the crash. Upon hearing Alex scream, "I've lost my foot," the friend grabbed a belt and tied a tourniquet around Alex's leg. He held it tight for over 20 minutes until the paramedics arrived. He saved his life. God's presence was clearly apparent on this day. Alex flew through the only 10-foot space free of any trees in the tree line. The Holy Spirit was present, giving a young man the courage to tie a tourniquet around Alex's leg in spite of the horror of what must be done. 2 young men walked away from the accident that should have killed them. My son Alex, although he lost his foot, is also alive. The doctors say he will have a full recovery. They also say that any part of the body to lose, the foot below the knee, is the least life-altering. By this time next year, when you see him, you will not even know how close he came to death. God has a plan for each of us, including these young men. Their lives may have been altered, some drastically, but their purpose remains. They have been spared in order to find the will of God in their lives. Interesting enough, while Alex was in ICU recovering from the first 2 surgeries, he told his sisters that whenever he wakes up, he sees a large hand over him and the machines. He says that he knows whose hand it is. It is the hand of God. So I asked for your prayers tonight, not only for Alex, but also for his 2 friends who walked away, especially the driver who never intended to hurt my son Alex and now must carry this burden the rest of his life. This article I've had in my purse for probably 10 years. It's an article from The Best Gift of Love by Mother Teresa of Calcutta. She says, "I wonder what the world would be like if there were not innocent people making reparations for us all. Today, the Passion of Christ is like relived in the lives of those who suffer. To accept that suffering is a gift of God. Suffering is not a punishment. Suffering is a gift, though like all gifts, it's dependent on how we receive it. And that is why we need a pure heart, to see the hand of God, to feel the hand of God, to recognize the gift of God in our suffering. Suffering is not a punishment. Jesus does not punish. Suffering is a sign that we have come so close to Jesus on that cross that he can kiss us, show that he is in love with us by giving us an opportunity to share in his passion. Suffering is not a punishment nor a fruit of sin. It is a gift of God. He allows us to share in his sufferings and to make up for the sins of the world. I ask you to pray for me and my family. It's been a real crisis, and things are popping up now that I wouldn't have guessed, so I'm grateful. And you have lifted me up in prayer because, as you noticed, I haven't cried a tear here. Thank you.